Hey everyone, welcome to the Antics and Goose show. I'm Fancy Antics,
I'm Trap Goose Gaming.
today we have a special guest joining us for the podcast live on Twitch here on Tuesday, April 13th. We have Dylan, aka Crazy Rucker, aka Dyl Pickle, who is a uh, uh, Modern Warfare Warzone semi-pro enthusiast, a uh, NFL knowledge extraordinaire, and investor like myself and Trap. So, welcome to the show. This is the show where we about everything, talk about whatever the heck we feel like. Join with the chat, just give us some comments and everything like that, and just overall have a good time. So, how you doing there, Dill?
Doing pretty good, just golf today.
You
Oh,
did. Well, that's
shit.
what happens on a day off. Golfed.
Yes,
There's
sir.
still fucking snow on the ground. Where'd you go golfing?
Balmoral. They have
Oh
snow,
yeah.
snow in the trees. Kind of hard to
Okay.
find the balls in there.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's toast. Once it's out there, Jesus, you're done.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
How many balls do you have in the trees?
Just I lost one and then found the other, so that's the good news.
Okay, well, that's better than me.
Yeah, this is when you go out golfing with the neon golf balls, like the ones you get from Mini Putt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's fun. Why does everyone just do that? I can see those from a mile away, right?
I think it's because they're heavier, so they don't fly as well.
Oh, what the fuck? Somebody just make a normal golf ball without color. Jeez.
Or with color.
It's maybe, or yeah, anything like that. Like Titleist just needs to make some, like neon pink golf balls.
I bet you there is some out there, but I've just never seen them before. I just know the ones that like Mini Putt, they're all painted, so they're heavy comparative to regular golf balls.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess now that you mention it, I think they actually are. Just low end, heavy elements.
Welcome to the Antics and Goose show. We talk about golf ball colors.
Exactly. This is what you tuned in for. So there goes all our viewers. And no, I'm just kidding. That's good. So awesome. So obviously, the question in everyone's mind right now is, what kind of pickle is the best pickle? Because yeah, it kind of Since we have the topic clearly dressed as the best, dressed as a pickle there. Just for us, by the way. This is
Oh yeah.
This is contrary to popular belief. This is not normally. So just for this stream here, and also wearing a Golden Knights hat, which is very impressive. I loving that. So yeah, what's the best kind of pickle? I think you guys said earlier. What was the one you said earlier, Trap?
Yum Yum Pickles.
What pickle?
Like the sandwich
Yum
pickles.
like yeah, like sweeter kinds, a little bit.
So good.
See, I don't know. I mean, they're okay.
Yeah.
I have to go with dill pickles probably. I like the crunch and the I don't know.
More savory.
Savory more than the sweet. Yeah. It sounds like you too.
Yeah. I feel like they have more uses, whereas the Yum Yum is really only good. Like I wouldn't just pick a Yum Yum up and eat it, whereas the dill pickle I have.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yum Yums.
That
is literally how I eat them.
Maybe that's why they call them that. Yeah, just simple up and grab. But I don't know. And the dill pickles you can do maybe you can do the obviously probably both ways, but like there's more things made dill flavored. Like you have other pickled carrots or onions and shit like that. And you can get dill pickles obviously sliced up, or you can get them long, or you cut into like lengthwise and stuff like that. But Yum Yums seem to only be in the little
I've seen them in the
widthwise
length
cuts.
ones.
Like the longer ones, yeah.
Oh fuck! I need to shop for pickles more apparently.
Yeah, they're actually like called
cut.
sandwich pickles in most places, so it's like they're actually made for like sandwiches and burgers and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's see here. Chat says talking about it there. Like some people think pickles are gross. Let's see.
So
Pickles are gross. Sweet pickles are fucking gross. Yeah, I agree. Cat does not like sweet pickles. Good on you, Cat. That's good.
it's a cucumber that's fermenting in vinegar. That's disgusting. I'm not honestly.
Everything with vinegar is good.
Honestly, like I'm not a big fan of pickles themselves. Like they're not bad. I won't avoid but I just won't choose to eat pickles. But like I'm a huge fan of pickled beans. Like the hot and spicy pickled beans you get for like Caesars and shit. I can just eat the shit out of those.
Yeah, a lot of people like those. Those aren't bad. Like, there's a lot of things you can do in pickle. Like, vinegar just makes everything better for one. Like, what's the best pickled food? Like, pickled carrots are fucking good. Pickled peppers are
Carrots,
amazing.
cool.
Yeah. Well, okay. What
Um,
about pickled eggs?
Oh, I
not
never
bad.
had them.
I don't
Never
like them.
had
I
them.
don't like them. I don't like them at all.
Yeah, I'm not a. I don't really like hard boiled eggs in general. Like, just for type of egg. So, but they're okay. I think. Like pickled sausage is fucking amazing.
Gross.
Like it. I know it sounds. It's way better than it sounds. It's just
Nope.
like bratwurst or something like that, and then you like pickle it. It's
That
like
sounds
you.
absolutely disgusting.
No,
Like I
it's
don't think
freaking amazing.
I don't think people could pay me enough. I don't care if you're telling me it's amazing. It'd probably smell disgusting.
Okay, they smell great actually. And so Trap reacts to eating pickled sausage is now a future episode of the show. And possibly vomiting. Who knows? But probably we won't. It's good stuff. Pickle. I'm not sure if anyone ever has pickled sausage. Nobody ever has. It's definitely not something you can buy in the store. You'd have to get it at like a deli if they even sell it. Scarcely. Like it's not obviously I think with the shelf life.
Okay,
It
that's
has to be
the
freshly
thing.
made.
Is if you can't find it willingly, like super easy, it's not good.
Well, you can like to a degree. Like you can't. It would have to be refrigerated for one.
Okay, tomorrow morning I expect you to
Um,
call and find a deli real quick that has pickled sausage on hand.
I don't know. It's around. It's like
It's around. It's somewhere.
it's yeah. First time I had it was actually at the gas station. They had it there, but
What
Dude,
the
that's
fuck?
even
I know.
sketchy. That's
I know. I was gonna
sketchy.
say that. I was gonna get fucking shat on. I'm sorry. The fucking reaction for the both of you
Brother.
instantly, like on point. Holy
God
shit! I know that
damn.
was pretty bad. But yeah, that's usually how you die. I know, but it was like brand name shit. It wasn't just like somebody put it in
Oh,
the jar.
brand name, huh?
It's like, here, eat
Okay,
this.
cool. What are their sandwiches called? Ready to go or something like that? That's a brand. Like motherfucker, what you don't know? You're probably a guy that eats
No,
fucking gas station sushi.
Okay. Fair observation, fair point, but no, and I deserve that. But like, Jesus Christ, like, if you think about it, like sausage is good, like salt and vinegar, like it's just a good thing in general. Put those two together, you know, it's not a half bad trade off. That's the kind of
Yeah,
taste
you
can
put it on
imagine.
like potatoes and
Yeah, I know, but like salt and vinegar chips and like or like a salt and vinegar cracker
okay.
makes a sausage. Like, imagine like a salt and vinegar crisper in a way with that, like together. It's
Yeah, okay, so a cracker and chips, like so basically carbs with salt and vinegar. Okay, but yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Just imagine this: you have a thing of vinegar, and you just start dipping your freaking hot dog in it.
Whoa,
Hey,
whoa! We're not dipping our hot dog in anything here, gentlemen.
Oh Jesus! Back to the original chat was but okay, yeah, no, like that. Definitely get that out of your head. Like pickled hot dogs, no. Bratwurst, kubasa, farmer sausage, that kind of shit. Like that's good stuff.
I just don't think so.
I'll try it if you find it.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Yo,
As
exactly.
long as it's not
Yeah.
from a gas station. If it's not, as long as it's not
Yeah,
from a gas station.
yeah. I swear, I didn't get this just from the side of the road or something.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Um,
of course. Now chat's all lit talking about hot dogs and dipping things again. Oh,
yeah,
well, shit.
that's a good question. B brings it up there, like with saying relish on hot dogs is gross. I forgot about relish. Relish is a big pickle condiment, right? Yeah, I'm not a fan of relish.
I like relish.
Like you give it, like I like traditional relish. It's meh. It's okay because it's like yum yum. So that explains why trap. Wow, why trap likes it. Yum yum trap. I can't talk. Oh my god.
Yum yum trap.
That's why trap likes it. Yum yum trap. Trap. Jesus Christ. Okay. But
Antics just spilled his nickname for me. It's Yum Yum Trap.
Yum Yum Trap.
Damn.
Yum Yum Goose.
Yum Yum Goose. God damn it.
Fucking Christ.
Oh fuck.
Pickled goose. No. Fuck. What are we talking about?
Relish.
So traditional. You like that kind of relish because it's like yum yum pickles as the relish essentially, because that relish is sweeter. I think like there's like specialty dill relishes and stuff like that are actually pretty good, where it's spicier or savory relish, which is probably why me and Dylan here don't like normal relish very much. I would argue that is the staple relish, obviously, that most people have. At least I think. Well, apparently, I'm not sure if it's like any different in the UK. Probably is, or if it's different in the States that we're used to. But
also, have you ever had red relish?
No.
No. Not that I know of. No.
Red relish is really
I've had
good.
yellow relish, which is like more has like peppers and shit in it, but like that was pretty good.
Yeah, and it has like it doesn't have mustard in it too to give it that tartness or something like that.
I've had that kind, but not the kind I was thinking of. Like that one was very like mustardy thick, but the other one was just like your normal, looks like normal relish, same consistency, but like yellow.
Just yellow.
And like different types of cucumbers that were made for it or something like that too.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's on the shelves. Chat says pear relish is amazing. Oh yeah, I guess you could make relish with different kinds of fruits and shit like that too. Never thought of that, but obviously,
Never tried it. Wouldn't know.
I guess relish doesn't mean pickles. Yeah. Anyways, sweet. Wow. Let's see if I can get my English back on here.
I mean, we've talked about pickles for 10
let's
minutes.
Yeah, we are making strides in the podcast world here. We are setting bars. Yikes. Okay, wow.
Look out, Joe Rogan. We're coming for that
There's
number
a
one
line
spot.
Seriously, yeah. Joe Rogan, he never talked about pickles for this long.
Yeah, man.
And we're not even halfway done, potentially. You can talk so much about pickles. Like,
Well, and he's never had a pickle on his podcast.
Yeah, exactly. What? Like what? Yeah, seriously.
Look at that.
Eat your heart out, Joe Rogan. That might be something with the title of this one. And yeah, just shout out on Twitter for that. Hey, Joe Rogan, when are you getting a pickle on your podcast? I'm doing that, by the way. And yeah. So, anyways, okay. So Dyl Pickle. Let's see. We play a lot of Warzone. You and I trap in on this too, because you guys would be a good combination. But overall, based on people I've played with, Dylan's easily the best Warzone player. Just like you play with him, you play usually average of within 10 games at a time. You'll get a win. Duos, trios, quads. Like we've had that odds statistically pretty good. Found parts of the map on Warzone we didn't even know were a thing potentially. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And it worked out and stuff like that. So he's pretty good. And just like watching play a PC player for him. So there's that. And then just freaking accuracy on his builds, like watching kill cams and shit like this, nuts. So I thought it'd be good to ask, because a lot of Warzone players in chat here too. What's your favorite build for Warzone right now?
Oh, probably for submachine gun, the Fennec from Modern Warfare. That one, that's a killer with a 40 round mag. It just shreds people up close. And then I like the Grau, as well as honestly the Grau and the CR. What's it called? It's pretty much the Galil, but it's
right.
The CR.
The
CR Max or something like that?
Yeah,
the AMAX.
Yeah, that one shreds as well.
Dude, the AMAX is killer. I use that too. I run the AMAX with a Car 9, and it just fucking shreds.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Yeah, no, that and the Grau I find are my top two. The AUG, I don't know. I'm not like with burst weapons. I'm not overly accurate for some reason, but.
Yeah, you commented on that too. Like, I mean, AUG's a popular choice in Modern Warfare right now. Like that and the FAR, yeah, like are the two Black Ops ones. But yeah, you stick to the Grau, which is like I see that shit all the time. And you don't use a sight on that, do you?
No,
do you?
No iron sights on the Grau, 100%.
The Archangel or whatever it is. That, and then you put a little laser.
It slays. Crazy range, steady as fuck.
Yeah.
It's
you two didn't look for video.
Its damage per second though is a little lower than some of the other ones, but like its accuracy is through the roof.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Starting in the chat there from B, sniper and assault rifle preference.
Ooh.
Have a preference of those? Are you asking for a combination or like for which or one over the other? That's what she says. But unless you already have an answer for that.
I don't snipe a lot personally. I'm just not overly good at it. But when I have seen like kill cams or I have used the Car 98, it
slaps.
It's insane.
It slaps.
It's ridiculous.
I go either HDR or Car when it comes to snipers.
Yeah.
But I generally will pair a sniper with an SMG. So like an MP5. Well, actually, basically the MP5 now. The MP7 was really good for Modern Warfare, but it kind of shit the bed lately.
Yeah.
But AR-wise, the M4 is still a really good gun.
Yeah, true.
The FFAR, I for some reason, I get slayed by it, but I can't slay with it, so Some
That's how
bullshit.
that's how it always works. Especially with multiplayer, you'll pick up someone's weapon. You'll just like go on like a 5 to 10 kill streak. And you're like, okay, let me make a class with this. You make one, and then you go like 10 and 20. It's like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
no fucking sense. That gun's sick though. It's got a crazy fire rate, and it hits hard. But I just can't play with it for some reason.
yeah. No. Well, a lot of people are running the AUG and FFAR setup, which is interesting because it's both like assault rifle bullets,
Yeah.
so they're pretty much burning through the ammo so much quicker. But it's such an overpowered duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the FFAR technically has no business being as powerful as an SMG or for close range, but yet it is, and now it's more powerful. And the AUG shouldn't be a good range weapon, but it is. It's like
Yeah, it shouldn't be like a sniper. It shouldn't be like a burst sniper.
yeah, but
And even I tried using the AUG multiple times. Can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't. Like you give me my car 9 or my car class, and I will literally outsnipe anyone with a fucking HDR.
yeah,
Bellington.
for sure.
Dude, Antics and I had arguments for a long time that the car was a good gun. He's like, nah, he's like, you stupid. Then I just literally be wrecking people. 13, 14 kills in a game. He'd be like, nah, you still wrong.
Nah, you bitch. Nah.
No, it's
Okay.
insane.
Like,
Yep.
the car has
But,
been one that I kind of keep it in and out of rotation. But it's a pretty solid gun.
Right.
What class are you running right now, Antics? Like, what's your go-to?
I haven't done a whole lot with it. I always just kept my old classes for the most part. Like everything I pick, always just for setup. I have one overkill class, two, I guess, but and one with like the emergency class with a shield. So usually late game now, I've been playing with shields, because it gets me a lot further as the backup. But
Garbage.
yeah, I mean, it works. It fucking works. And every class I have, usually I don't mind getting Ghost first, and then like I'll only have one weapon. My secondary will always be the Joker, just to have on hand if you need to go with the vehicle. Yeah, you see that, right? And then because I usually already have a secondary weapon that I'd prefer to keep, so and then go from there. But I've been using what I use lately. Like usually if it's assault rifle, it's Grau. If it's it's MP5, your build that you gave me, if it's going to be the SMG, or usually my go-tos, or my HDR class, and then I have whatever assault rifle or SMG with me, and it works out depending on what we're doing. And I can't remember which one I was building lately. The the DMR or whatever that's there. I was building that up, and then what's the other newer assault rifle? I can't remember the the FFAR. Actually, I was leveling that one up a fair bit using that one as my
the FAR is
close
really
range
good
assault
in there
rifle.
too.
But, yeah, so but I still don't have enough on it to really do anything with it. Just don't really focus on it. Still keep using my MP5 class. I love that MP5 build.
Dude, that MP5
Just way
build's
too good
sick.
close range.
It slays. Everyone that
Yep.
I've ever convinced to use it is like, yo, this build is insane.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot more like you in using. Don't have a class for it yet, but just using like the shotguns. If I end up getting legendary or one of those, it's just I've gotten way more to your place to have. If I have a shotgun, I'm getting close. Like there's no holding back. It's just like rushing in, rapid firing on that trigger, and then it works.
Getting 2 squad wipes in a matter of seconds, like
yeah, exactly.
And hearing them scream about the fire shotgun is the best death comms you can ever hear. Literally, the hot mics are just so funny when I use my fire shotgun.
Yep.
Do you remember Do you guys play Black Ops 4 at all?
I did.
Do you remember the SG-12 with fire breath and the flashlight?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Me and my friends would scream about that every game. It was horrible.
Yeah, I love my fire shotgun. I run a fire shotgun with an M4, and it just shreds. Like if I have a good circle, I'm almost unstoppable. Just basically because that thing, like, you hit one person with a fire round and they start panicking because they're on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Distraction on the screen, stuff like that. They're usually spraying and praying at that point. Maybe that's half the reason why it works so well.
Yeah, exactly. But lately, I've been running the M82 sniper, so the one that's like rapid fire sniping.
Oh yeah.
And an MP5, and that sniper is just fucking ruthless. It's got some ridiculous like bullet velocity, and its range on it's pretty good. And you basically finish your kill. You down someone, you can hit them right away with a second shot.
Good point. Yeah, I guess maybe that's the benefit to it. I don't know, never liked the fast shot snipers, or I'm just not good with them. But I dare say like that's if you end up killing a guy who's sniping, that's the weapon on his body is the M82
Yeah.
lately. Like quite a long shot. HDR maybe here and there, but it's the M82 almost every time.
Yeah, and there's apparently a new sniper. I haven't unlocked it yet or anything like that. I haven't really tried for it. But
is it that like side loading one that
yeah.
it's like huge off? I tried it once. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I picked it up off of a dead guy and I used it. I was like, damn, this thing. I thought it was an LMG. When I seen it, I was like, okay, cool. Shot it once. I was like, oh, never mind. It is not an LMG. Like literally, I was aiming at a dude. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get him. And literally, just like I thought it was just a sniper scope on an LMG.
Mm-hmm. And not.
Yeah, it definitely was not. I just downed him with a crazy headshot. I was like, oh, okay, shit, that's it. And then I got annihilated by his team because obviously that sniper's loud as shit. It like pings you for 5 minutes on the map.
Just this red dodge, really.
Exactly.
Where did that come from? Oh, there, that exact position.
Exactly. It's fucking gnarly. That's what I've been running lately is the M82 and the MP5. It's pretty solid.
Oh, sweet. That's good. Fucking awesome. Oh boy. Let's see. And what else we got there too? As far as we're a bit probably off season for this one, but having Dylan here, we can talk about it. That he's a huge NFL fan, big time. Like anything about football, you got to ask this guy about it. If anyone's got any questions, but Trap's more into football even a bit more than I am. You got anything to bring up? We have talked about it in the podcast before, back with the Super Bowl was a thing. And the tidbits we had before, but
my Patriots, Julian Edelman just retired.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Which is Tom Brady's like safety net receiver in the playoffs and stuff. Like, so that's interesting. Oh, yeah.
I mean, Patriots blow. Just saying.
Oh,
you're just mad that they won 6 rings, or Tom Brady won 6.
Yes, yeah. Tom Brady won 6 rings.
Yeah, exactly. The Patriots doing shit.
Listen, Tom Brady is the only reason that team is good.
I mean, they still won though.
Valid, but when people talk about the Oilers in the 80s, it's not the Oilers, it's about Wayne Gretzky, right? So
you got that point, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I mean, I'm a Ravens fan, so I'm just...
You're just bitch. I mean, you got Lamar Jackson, who turned out to be... He's decent, like he's got learning to do, but he definitely shows the skill.
He's super quick, good. He can throw the ball decently well.
Yeah.
He's what Vic should have been.
Yeah. True.
Like he's a tank. I like him. And I mean, I just really liked the Ravens back in the day when they were all about defense.
Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs.
When Nada was there, like goddamn, that team was unstoppable.
And some of the best highlights are Ray Lewis and Jerome Bettis going at it.
Mm-hmm.
The bus from the Steelers, that was sick. Mm-hmm. Those are cool to watch.
Oh, basically, I could just watch Ray Lewis hit people, and like he's a big dude that just hits like a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's insane. Like he's quick. Like his acceleration is pretty quick.
He's very, very explosive, and if anybody's never seen the Ray Lewis highlights, just go look up Ray Lewis highlights, and you might become a football fan after watching that, because that man literally just runs over people. Like
I have to do that too.
1 minute they're running full speed, and out of nowhere Ray Lewis like teleports into the field and it just annihilates them. It's insanity.
Yeah, it's. What do you think of Derrick Henry? I know he's been in the league for a bit now, but that big of a running back.
Oh, yeah, he's
tall. He's like 6. Oh, I don't even know. I can quickly check. He's like 6'3" or something.
Yeah, he's huge though. Yeah,
he made Mark Ingram from Alabama. Like he made them look small, and he's not tall, but he's big, like bulky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have the big guys in like almost every sport, but yeah, seems like a big dude.
Yeah.
It dwarfs everybody else around him.
It's insanity. I mean, it's just people nowadays, like the athletes that are coming out, are all huge. Like I remember, like example, like Zdeno Chara in the NHL was the biggest guy for a long time.
Yeah.
And
Still almost there.
now, like you got like Nikita Zadorov, who's just as massive, and like goddamn Tyler Myers. Like, I swear to God, there's something in the water nowadays.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's 240, 6'3" at running back.
That is fucking intense. Like, goddamn, as a running back.
And he ran, I think, like a 4.5 or something, 40-yard dash.
Damn.
Yeah, imagine that running at you.
Like, nope, I'm out.
Like, you take his ankles out. Like, you just go for the knees. You just try to ruin the career.
Yeah, pretty much. That's your only hope.
Oh, jeez. Fucking literally out, too. Correct, Cap. Anyone in the chat's got NFL questions, now's the time to ask him. Any opinions or looks on that? Speaking of technically big dudes, too, like even in the NHL, Milan Lucic, this is his 1,000th career game tonight that he played. So not too many people make it that far, so it was good for him.
Well, and the fact that he's been garbage for the last 3 or 4 years.
True, he stuck it out. I mean, he played for Edmonton, what do you expect?
And Calgary and Boston. So let's just talk about the garbage teams around the NHL.
No, like at the moment, Calgary is kind of a garbage team, but he's actually playing damn well for them, scoring more goals than most of them.
Well, it's honestly, I think he had to adapt his play style, right? Like he had to change his play style a little bit because he was a shooter before that would be in front of the net. Now he's just chilling. He's just like, okay, I'm a big guy. No one's really pushing him around, like.
Yeah, exactly. He lost a bit of weight playing for Calgary. He's a bit better on positioning and stuff like that. Kind of more being in the right place, taking a hit when he needs to, pat him off, being in the right spot for the assist or the shots. And it was kind of like that, at least for the time when they traded Neil. It was a good trade for both teams, having Neil on Edmonton. He was more of an upper liner.
Yeah.
He's not getting traded now, so he's going to Seattle. Almost convinced on that one.
James Neal?
Yeah, just because Seattle. I have a feeling he's not going to be protected in Seattle. Pick him up for it. It's just my prediction here.
But Edmonton has a lot of young players that could probably go. I think Yamamoto might be available coming the.
True. Besides free agency, because Seattle will take the picks though, and Seattle can't take any first or second years. That's the rule.
Yeah.
But I guess Yamamoto's up for grabs. I'm pretty sure then. But I don't know. Hard to say. But that's it. But Neil's definitely not pulling his weight this year. Like he's barely on the board or anything like that, but he was the go point getter, being right in front of the net, ready for that one timer quick shot.
He's good. He's good. He's older, but I mean he still produced a decent amount, way more than he should have in the NHL.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Like he kind of filled some roles that people needed to fill, like back in the day with Pittsburgh and Vegas and. Then when he came to Edmonton, was really good. Calgary was garbage. Calgary's just been one of those weird teams that they've either been really good or really bad over the last decade.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's disappointing.
I don't know. I'm an Avalanche fan, so I got to sit here
and Avs are just good.
Yeah, they're just good. Except they had that one bad year, but we blame that on Matt Duchene. Okay, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's.
But
first in the league, I think.
Yeah, they're absolutely crushing it. They beat everybody. It's insanity. I'm excited for the playoffs once that comes because it's probably going to be them versus Vegas at some point.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a hell of a series.
Go Vegas, right, Dylan?
Listen, I'll fist fight both of you at the same time.
No, it's a shame. It's almost a shame too because I'd like to see Colorado, but obviously Vegas is my other favorite team, so I'd love to see them more. I hope positions change on that. But currently, if it was playoff matchups right now, it could still go anywhere. Obviously, that division's pretty close knit across the board.
Well, and do you guys know how they're going to break down the playoff brackets?
Yeah, I do. So what it's going to be is it stays in its division almost till the end.
Yeah.
So each division will play its own division. So the top 4 teams in each division, 16 teams as per usual. But the first team in the division plays the fourth team. Second and third play each other. So
Okay.
eliminations, normal 7-game rounds as per usual. I assume it's 2 games like the same cycle: 2 games home, 2 games away, then 1, and then 1.
Yeah.
And then after that, the remaining teams in the division play each other and eliminate each other. Then you have 1 remaining from each division, and then they reseed them based on regular season points. So then the first to the fourth of the regular, how they finish in the regular season, and then the other normal tiebreak procedures. So what that means is we are guaranteed 1 Canadian team and only 1 Canadian team in the quarterfinals.
Damn, that doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't. It probably wouldn't otherwise, even despite how we're doing. And even now, even if this is normal, we're not that high in the points. So
I mean, in all reality, when you think about it, it's the Canadian teams. They're strong offensively, but they're garbage defensively, and goaltending is kind of weak.
yeah, actually, when you put it like that, trying to think about that, yeah,
When it comes down to it, I think even all the way the teams are all played this year, when they play any other team, like the Canadian teams don't win the cup this year. Like this season's been too offensive driven that they're gonna play a team that's got really good defense and they're just gonna get shut down.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Washington, Boston, even Colorado, maybe.
Dude, Colorado's got some of the best defensive numbers in the NHL
Vegas
right now.
Yeah.
And how the fuck does that happen? Like Eric Johnson's been injured this entire season. It was like their stay-at-home, like top-tier defenseman.
Yeah, freaking I don't even know. Every team's looking good like that in that kind of sense. Like even New York, where Adam Fox is his name. Like past 2 weeks, he's like number 7 on top points in the league, and he's a defenseman. It's just like where the hell did that come from?
Well,
but like
wasn't he a Flame technically at one point?
He was too, wasn't he? That's why I recognize the name.
Yeah,
he was like briefly.
He got traded because he didn't want to sign a contract there, I believe.
Something to that effect, probably.
Drafted or something. But
lovely.
That's fucking wild. But I mean, hey, I kind of hope that we see a Tampa Colorado final for the cup.
Tampa already had it. We'll get them out of there.
Exactly. Colorado will take care of them, but it'd be a hell of a series.
Just like a UFC style, like you're beating the former champion kind of thing, taking away the belt.
Like that would be a win right there. Like you beat a strong Tampa team. You can't really take it away, but like let's face it, if like the Flames somehow were playing Tampa and Tampa beat the Flames, like it's like okay, congratulations.
That'd be fitting too. We can go back to that. That was 2003,
4.
That'd be all right. 4.
Yeah, it was in right. Across the line.
It was across the fucking line. Calgary won the cup, but whatever. But I don't know. You sure you don't want Boston and Colorado? Those are your 2 plates by your head.
Hey, yes, but I don't want Colorado to play Boston.
That's fair. Yeah, no team wants to play Boston. Who now have Hall, by the way.
Which is I mean, I think he's going to be a bust there. I don't think he's going to do well.
Well, I don't think he's going to be all-star material. He's going to be like, as he himself said, he's just one of the guys. He just wants to play well, be with a good scoring team.
He's the next Phil Kessel.
Yeah. Good way to put him. Yep.
Yeah, like
he's very good, but
doesn't want the limelight. So hopefully he can be a second-tier player, but also he's demanding top-tier money. So, that's a fucked thing about the NHL. I want to be on the 4th line, but pay me $13 million a year, please.
Yeah, you have some teams like that. Edmonton's almost one of those high pay.
Picture going into work, right, and being like, I want to work 1 day a week, but I want to be your highest paid employee.
That's the working way to put it, too. That shit probably even happens in football, too. You have like a stacked lineup in a team and stuff like that. It's like, this guy barely plays at all. And yet he's getting 7 figures, well beyond, obviously. I mean, as far as sports go, NFL's high up there.
Yo, you know what would be dope, though, is being on a practice squad for the NFL. You get paid 6 figures to play with professional athletes.
That'd be a sweet gig.
Right?
I'd be into that.
You practice once a week for 6 figures.
Yeah. There you go. That's your dream job there, Dylan, eh? Got that? Yeah, exactly. That'd be sick.
Shit. I'd want to be like a water boy, too. Like, legit.
Yeah.
Water boys for professional sports get paid shit tons of money.
Yeah. We're in the wrong business here. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you have to be like a professional athlete of some sort, and then they'll maybe bring you on to give them water.
Oh, well, shit. Not me. But if he dresses as a pickle, maybe.
Yeah.
We've all seen Waterboy, right? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Dylan's the next Adam Sandler, okay?
Yeah, I just gotta
Yeah.
just steal my water.
Gatorade.
Fuck, exactly. Shit.
Shit.
All right. What else? What else are we talking about? Chat's been crazy down there. Nothing about football.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's a good
Hold on, we got a
question.
question there. Yeah, what is it? What do you got?
Which sport do y'all
Mine's on.
not consider sports?
Ooh.
This is a good one.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait a moment. B's on point with his questions here. I'm loving this. Sports could be like mostly any kind of competition.
Yeah,
Sports
well, what
others.
classifies, like, in your eyes, what do you classify, like, technically as a sport? Because
Usually, I'd say anything with like ideally physical competitiveness and stuff like that, physical, mental, together. Team sport or not necessarily doesn't have to be teams or not. I guess I never really thought about the exact definition, right?
speed walking, that's not a sport. I don't count that as a sport.
No, is that does somebody consider that a sport?
I don't know, but I think there's
Fucking hope
like
not.
professional like people that speed walk. Like I've seen
Mhm.
things where a guy got disqualified for running.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
what the
Okay.
fuck?
Yeah, it was on the news and everything. Like this.
Okay,
Is,
but
like,
listen. If running can be a sport, walking can technically be a sport.
But the thing is, running takes a lot more training, is a lot more difficult, like breathing wise, than speed.
Listen,
walking.
okay, so I'm gonna
I
get
speed walk.
That's true.
When I was in high school, I speed walk. When I was in grade 9, at least, I sped walk all the way across the school to get to my class because you're not allowed to run in the halls.
Mhm.
So,
yeah.
I'd almost consider running, like running's got to be a sport, like it is like a dashes and stuff like that. That I'd consider it one of the least sporty sports.
Yeah.
Very tons of energy, takes a lot of work, but it's like one objective. Like you're running, you're practicing for either distance or for time or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's a marathon or a sprint or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's one thing. You just got to train for that type of thing with just running. Focus on that. Whereas like something like hockey, soccer,
But
there's a lot of different avenues you have to go to,
aspects,
positions, types of things you have to do.
whether it be defense, like
Football's one of them.
yeah.
Like football's a weird sport to many, but it's a lot of complex positions on how things have to be done. For example, very complex.
It's a lot of
sport, for
mental.
sure.
Like when you actually think about it, mentally, it's actually very. It could be very straining. All the plays they have to remember, even though now they got like chips in their helmet, whatever, telling them pretty much what route they run or whatever they got to cover. But reality, your vision has to be insane, and then your playmaking skills.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you got, Trap?
So like I mean all the major sports are obviously sports. Like even curling's on the edge of not being a sport to me. Because like, it's not really physical. It is
ice bowling.
Yeah, pretty much. And bowling's not a sport.
Yeah, that popped up in the chat there.
Boxing, fighting, like mixed martial arts. Those are sports. Hockey, soccer, football, baseball.
Gotta throw a rugby.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Rugby. Esports is not sports. I've had this argument with lots of people. Video games are not sports.
I always wondered if we bring that up in a topic at all ever. Like, and straight up, I thought about that one a lot. No, they're not. Esports, you can call it esports if you want. Like, I get the idea for the name, simple to say. But definitely not a sport. You've had people argue where it's like, and this is coming from a guy who I've never been. I played sports for fun, but never been good enough or ever even close to being like in competitive sports or like that. But and still play a lot of video games. But esports are not sports. Esports are a competition you can do, and it requires, people would argue, it's like, well, it requires cognitive thinking, reaction, teamwork, and stuff like that. While that's true, yes, but then you have to do all that in real sports plus a whole lot more.
Plus, you're running down the field.
Yeah. Plus you're running down the field or handling a stick and taking physical contact and being able to withstand that kind of the physical trauma as well, besides the mental. So exactly. Sport, it's a competition. It takes skill by all means. Same with same with the comments here, like skill on pool, like a pool table, pool, billiards, or like table tennis or bowling. That's skill. Like that's not easy. You can't just usually pick that up and be good at it.
Mhm.
It's a talent, but it's more of a pastime. It could be a competition, not a sport.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
It's a hobby.
You have a sport, and then you have
Yeah.
competitions, which doesn't.
Yeah.
Now,
necessarily mean
here's a weird one. NASCAR, is it a sport?
Oh,
Oh,
that might be less of a sport than running.
that
Maybe it's
But
with me and like circular motions here, but like, that's it's see that's tough. It's because that's almost in between esports and sports, like somewhere in the
I think
that
driving and racing is
purgatory.
in its own realm.
you can't. Yeah,
Mhm.
Like I think it is. It's very. It's exhausting. Like
Oh,
I've
Yeah.
met some people that are like they drive professionally, and they're like it's the most exhausting thing I've ever done in my life because you're constantly alert. You're constantly like think about
Mhm.
driving
You have to
down
be.
the highway twice the speed and swerving in and out of traffic. You tell me
Yeah,
by the
like
time you get to your
it's
destination, you're
it's
calm.
terrifying.
Like
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
not happening.
Yeah,
have you
I
seen Ford and Ferrari? Sorry, to interrupt, but
seen what?
Ford and Ferrari.
I haven't
You seen
watched that.
movie?
No.
No, I haven't watched that yet.
It's really good. Really
Damn.
good.
That'd be good. Would that give us a new perspective on if it's a sport or not?
I wouldn't say a sport, but you definitely see the strain and like the mental capacity of taking. This is more so instead of like the big circle, you like the actual course of having to downshift or like the timing of going around a corner or passing the guy. Like mentally, it's a lot. I'm not saying it's a sport, but
Yeah.
it's a really good movie.
I think it's
Pretty good.
yeah. B said it best. It's the category of extreme sports. You know, like it's
Yeah,
adrenaline junkies that do it.
true.
Yeah, and there is like the more you think about it, it's you're a person using equipment, like
Yeah.
much like in hockey. You got all your gear, your pads, your stick, and like in racing, you have the car, you have that kind of stuff. But then you also have your team in the pit who's got to be really good at fixing up
Coordinating
your
and
tires, changing that out, coordinating some of that. You have to be on point because that makes or breaks the race.
Mhm.
For sure, right? Like it's got to be. So I it's just a lot of teamwork. Yeah, like I'd say it's almost a sport, I guess. You know,
Closer than
It's just-
esports.
Yeah,
yeah,
esports is garbage
yeah.
unless they're playing Wii. Wii Sports
yeah.
competitively.
Wii Sports.
Shit.
That's sports. Yeah, Wii Sports golf, Wii Sports tennis. Yeah, that.
Yo,
The
are you kidding
tennis,
me?
man.
Are you
Yeah.
fucking listen here? If you haven't played Wii Sports and got sweaty, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You get fucking.
I
Sure.
just remember
That
playing
baseball,
tennis. Yeah, baseball's so much fun.
It is like you really your freaking shoulder blades hurt like hell the next day on that.
Oh, dude,
Like crazy.
one time I was bowling and I swear to God I fucking tore my biceps. So
Yep, I did that too.
when you got really into it and you fucking go to throw the ball and you just fucking turn your arm the wrong way and you're throwing too much oomph into it, it happens.
Yeah, it's half in the mind. Like your mind, intends to be doing something,
But
and
also,
it just pulls on the muscles.
there's those lazy people that play Wii even that they don't move their arm. They'll just sit there and they'll just like they'll bowl and they'll
They'll
just do
flick
this.
their
Yeah.
wrists. Yeah.
You don't even play. No,
Now you
play
gotta
something
stand
else
up. You
that's
gotta get the
cool.
whole stance going. You gotta.
It's not good. It's half the fun of it. It's like that in VR and stuff like that. You just gotta get into it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, use a controller. Who gives a shit?
Pretty well, yep.
But yeah, that's a really good. That's a really good question. It's a suggestive comment. I think that's yeah. I don't know what else we got. We got anything else?
Did we have any
racing,
suggestive
off that
comments
cover?
this week?
Besides, no, nothing official. That I
No,
know
no,
of.
because we just brought
What
Dylan on the
comes after that?
podcast, so he didn't give us any ideas.
True. Yeah, if we had the ideas, as we can. That was a good question actually. Yeah, sports that aren't sports. Yeah, we've established running, kind of racing, and definitely esports.
Have you seen their like televising a lot more though? Like esports, like Madden's televised almost every year.
Yo,
like, TSN
ESPN's
now.
been covering a lot.
Yes.
Like one fighting championship. It's a MMA organization in China, and
Which is
I
definitely
guess
sport.
Asia. They have an esports team now.
And MMA group does.
Yeah, so they've got
Oh,
like goddamn that it's like legit organizations are getting involved in it.
Shoot.
Kat says suggestions you need. I have some. Okay, shoot, Kat.
oh.
Oh my God,
Brace
it's
yourselves.
gonna be the same 6 that you gave. Oh,
Everyone ignore me. Yep, here we go. Everyone ignore me except for us. Do we just keep going, or do we?
I don't know. I think this might be the. We'll just fade to black screen. We're like the.
And thank you, bro.
Sopranos.
This is the Antics and Goose show. Yeah, just like that.
Oh my god, the pickle has a neck.
What?
The pickle has a neck.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Sit here first, folks.
Yep.
It's a
The
lie.
pickle did have a neck, or does.
Anything can be a bathtub if you have room for water in yourself.
That's psychologically deep. I like that. That's
Yeah, you're right. Like
it's not wrong, I guess. But what if? Well, no, I guess it's still a bath. It's just a dirty bath. Like if you had like just a hole in the ground and you fill it with water, it's gonna be pretty muddy.
But that would just
Can't
be
really
a
get
bowl of
clean.
water.
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
it?
you'd have to have like a
Just
bowl of some sort, right? Like a big enough bowl, you could call it.
Yes, that could keep the rest of the stuff.
Because that's just a pond, right? If you have a hole in the ground with some
Yeah,
water
see,
in it.
that's true. See,
Well,
see.
what about a sink? Because you know how some people bathe their like.
But like,
Yeah, that works.
You have to be able to submerge a
Yep.
decent amount of your body to be called a bathtub.
Depends on your age.
So, like,
For sure.
in all reality, you could have a big enough pool, like a pool of the size of a bathtub, and call it a bathtub, even though it's actually a pool.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
That'd be
Think about it. Hot tubs are called hot tubs, not hot pools.
Hot baths. Tub.
Okay, but seriously, Kat, what is you serious? I'm not responding to your last one. Oh my god.
What do you? Oh, here we go. What do you think is physically the hard sport?
Oh.
What's the most physically straining? What is the hardest to do?
I'm biased, but at the same time, I feel like it's not biased. I think rugby, but that could be just.
That's got to be up there because I would put the MMA across my mind. Like
Yeah,
that's hard, but it's
Yeah, I can say.
but rugby's like a lack of equipment, and that's like
Listen, okay. Now, do me a favor.
heavy.
Go run for 5 minutes and sit there and shadow box for 5 minutes. Tell me which one makes you more tired.
Okay, fine.
But try getting hit. Yeah, like shadow boxing. Yes.
No.
That's why MMA or fighting.
I've played
then-
a lot of sports and I've done MMA, boxing, wrestling. Wrestling's pretty high up there, but MMA as a whole, like if you're in a fight, 5 minutes of fighting with someone, it feels like you've been playing like hockey for an hour. Like it's exhausting.
Yeah,
like, your
so
cardio needs to be next level.
A good way to rephrase it too would often like the question: what is the hardest to train for? It might be easier to think that way because then it's really physically demanding.
MMA.
So MMA could,
I
yeah.
can agree with that.
Because like
it's hard up there.
and football, super like honestly, it's a hard sport to be good at. But once you're like at that level of just being good, it's a super chill sport, especially if you get to the pro level. Like they're taking breaks every 13 seconds.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. Like that's why, like I would say fighting, and then rugby, because rugby there's very little breaks compared to football, and then probably close to football underneath.
Yeah, and you really have to stay at your peak in MMA. Like you're always training for that next fight and stuff like that. You got to be like you're the worst. It's 1v1. If you are a little less physical fit than the other guy, you're probably going.
Well, think about it. Like the general MMA fighter takes like between 6 to 8 weeks for a fight camp, right? How long is it between an NHL game? A day or two?
Like that.
Right? Like it's
work.
Yeah.
NHL's not on that list for sure. Like
hockey's tough, and it's a rough sport. But I think something where you're getting like physically hurt, like rugby's aggressive. Like fucking rugby players are just nasty.
Yep.
And MMA where you're literally training yourself to get punched in the face as you're trying to punch someone in the face, and then also like grapple with someone. Like grappling is one of the like most exhausting things on the planet. Yeah,
like you're once you're doing in the round, you're nonstop. I guess if you think about it, like anything like football, rugby, hockey doesn't matter. On the field, on the ice, you have time to break. Like you're taking a breather, you're holding back as a defensive line, or we're holding off for now, or as a goaltender or whatever. MMA, you're constantly moving. There's no stopping in the middle of the rounds. In between rounds, it's quick.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes or potentially 25 minutes of action.
Hell,
which think about it, like NHL players take good breaks between shifts. They go on the ice for 30 seconds, they're off for 4 minutes. So it's like yeah, you're using a lot of energy after that, but it doesn't really.
It's
I don't
not
know.
continuous.
No, like after all the sports I've played, MMA is definitely the hardest one I've ever done. Like, and it gets to the point where the thing is when you're training for it, even you're doing all these different like trainings, right? So you're training mixed martial arts as a whole, so boxing, wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and then you're also running after or running before. So it's like you were just burnt the fuck out after a day of MMA training.
Yeah, you're
You
doing a bit of
you can go to
everything.
a chill practice and have a chill practice of football, and you're good.
Mhm.
You practice for a fight. It's completely different than practicing to go play football.
Mhm. Yeah, very true. And it's also one of those to prove to the world, I guess, like one of those worldwide sports. MMA or martial arts is a worldwide phenomenon all over the place, and different cultures have different types of fighting. Whereas you have soccer, which is more popular in Europe, Asia. Here, hockey's really more so North American or North European. Uh, Cricket's only Asian, really, stuff like that. Baseball in only a couple places, whereas MMA is worldwide, mixed of everything, and or even boxing. Every culture has some form of it
Well,
of physical
right now in the
prowess of
UFC,
fighting. So.
there's is it 2 or 3 African champs that are from
Mm-hmm.
Africa?
Wow.
Yeah.
See, yeah, there you go.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Showing us
three
up.
from Africa, right? So like that's insanity. Like you would
Mhm.
think like you don't look at any many other sports and find people that are from Africa that are champions.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
probably won't ever see it in the NHL just because I mean ice in Africa.
yeah. Not really a common occurrence. Yeah, exactly. Very true.
And
Which is case in point for this point.
which
Yeah,
also MMA is also easily accessed, right?
yeah,
You can technically train MMA with you and a buddy,
yeah,
or you in a
yeah.
fucking bag, right? Like you can just sit there and punch shit and kick shit and
Yeah,
train. So
very
it's like,
easily accessible.
it's easy to get into and hard to master.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Very
So
so
it's
insane.
got the widest
like
range.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can get the basics down, but and everyone's going to be different, right? Like every opponent you face, like in hockey, yeah, every opponent you face is going to be different, but roughly it's going to be the same of stick handling, skating, right? Like, but when you come to a fight, like you have a guy that's a couple inches taller than you, that can make a huge difference for wingspan,
yeah.
them backing up and punching. Because I know, like when I trained with my one friend, he's like 6 foot and I'm only like 5'9", 5'10", and he could back up from my punch and throw a punch at me and hit me. And like
Right.
it's just one of those things that was like how so it changes your style. So
And
Big time. Yeah. So
mhm.
yeah, smaller fighters would have to be aware of that kind of stuff too.
well, even bigger
Yeah, very
fighters,
good point.
like you got to think like someone my size, right? So I'm
Mhm.
just a naturally big dude. So no matter what, like even at my peak fitness, I was still just a big guy. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
when I'm training, generally there's not a whole lot of guys my size.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm
So you'd
training
be
with
fighting.
these smaller dudes. You don't realize how hard it is to fight smaller dudes
Hmm.
until you actually are sitting there trying to spar with a small dude and he's just bouncing around and running in circles around you until you get tired.
Hmm.
So I had to learn to be quick as a big guy and be able to grab people and basically pick them up, slam them on the ground until they were delirious, and then beat the shit out of them.
Mhm.
There you go.
But
Success.
it fighting is a smart person's game too. You can be an idiot and fight, but if you're a
Yeah.
smart person in fighting, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're just a big dude just throwing punches randomly,
Yeah.
but not like dodging and weaving and stuff like that, you're not gonna last as long as a possible smaller but
Yeah,
more smart fighter. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, people who go for the legs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big time.
Well, and I mean, you also learn what different joints do different things and which way an arm should bend before it breaks, you know? Like you learn people's
Yeah.
breaking
Yeah,
points real quick.
yeah. Good point.
Like
Psychological side of it. Yep.
I mean, we've had moments of like just teaching my friends shit like that. I mean, actually, I think both you know him, Jordan. I
Yeah.
threw him in an armbar once, and because I wanted his phone. We were like fucking around trying to change his password on his phone, and he wouldn't give me his phone. So I literally took him down,
Mm.
threw him in an armbar, and literally had his arm and was prying his phone out. He had bruises from like his forearm all the way up to his like shoulder. for me having him in
Oh,
an
shit.
armbar. Like we're talking like probably like another 2 inches of extension, and his arm is probably gonna snap.
Jesus, yeah. At that point, if it's bruising up like that, holy shit.
Right? It was pretty
Yikes.
fucking intense.
Yeah, that's
Like
freaking sweet, man.
it's such a fun sport. I love it. Like fighting is like my life. I watch UFCs every week.
Well, and also like pre-fight, like it's insane. Like if they want to go to a lower weight division, because that's usually what they
Weight
all do,
cuts.
right?
Holy
Oh my
shit.
goodness! Have you seen the pictures of Conor McGregor from featherweight
Yeah.
and lightweight?
Oh, so
Bro,
different.
he
Yeah.
did not look healthy at featherweight. Once you see his lightweight photos, like he does not look like he should have. That was too low of a weight for him.
Well, the thing is
Yeah.
like, okay, so
dropped a
even
lot.
with me, I'm just like I said, once again, a big dude. I'm just
Yeah.
over 6 feet tall. I'm right now like 320 pounds. Okay, and yeah, I'm fat, but I'm not all fat.
Mhm.
So like, if I cut weight, I have to cut down to heavyweight, which is 265 pounds. I have to cut
That's tough.
60 pounds to be able to fight someone. Obviously, like if I was fighting still, I'd easily cut it and not be 60 pounds overweight. But
Right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
but still, as like when you don't have a whole lot
Yeah.
of mass to actually lose like that, and to still be in fighting shape, it's hard. Like,
Oh yeah.
and there's some fighters out there that like, there's one guy that his name's Anthony Johnson. He fought at 170 pounds, and also has fought at heavyweight, which is 265 or 206 to 265. So think about it. I think he weighed in at heavyweight at 240 pounds. That's a 70-pound difference.
Yeah.
Right? And that dude
Right.
hit like a truck no matter what weight class he's at. But like,
Mhm.
70 pounds? What the fuck? Losing that just to go fight some dude? In 8 weeks, too. Like, think about it. Like,
Yeah.
It's insane, yeah.
That amount of weight loss in a short amount of time, yeah. The training and the diet for that, just to even maintain it.
Well, yeah, because like,
Yeah.
because you're also trying not to put on too much muscle mass, because muscle obviously weighs more, right?
ruins your
So
cardio.
you're cutting, but you got to keep up your muscle mass, because if you lose a lot of your muscle mass, you have
So
no
it's
strength.
Yeah.
a lot of it's water weight. Like guys just like they
Exactly.
literally just
Sauna
drain.
suits.
Yeah, sauna suits, working out constantly, and you just see them. They're just
Mhm.
drained after. And like
Yeah, very much a mental game. Yeah.
by the time they get into the fights, they look completely normal. But it's because they just cut 30 or 40 pounds sometimes, like just to get down. Like last last year, the year before, a guy named Yoel Romero and Paulo Costa fought. So they fought at 185. Both of them weighed out. So they weighed in at 185. On fight day, I think they both weighed 215.
Right.
And already they're muscle bound dickheads, and like they're not tall either. I think like they're 5'10", 5'11", like not big dudes. And then they just came in weighing like a goddamn dump truck on fight day, and just looked absolutely shredded. And like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in like the 70s is kind of what they looked like. It
Oh
was
yeah.
terrifying.
That level of Wow, yeah. Shit.
Yeah, no,
It's wild.
crazy.
Antics, do we have any other topics?
Yeah, I was going to finish up with something. Basically, the other big thing is that Dylan's a big, wise investor.
Wow.
Big, making the right calls, seems to know what to buy, smart moves and stuff like that. But so good stock questions, something I always wanted to bring up on that too. But even one of the biggest things right now, just that we were discussing earlier today, was like with cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So cryptocurrency being Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dogecoin. If you want to get into that, stuff going up big time today. Like it basically, we talked about GameStop another episode for other stock related stuff, but for crypto, it's been going up to record levels constantly, basically. But even just today, shot up drastically quite a bit more because of a big company called Coinbase is going public tomorrow as a on the U.S. stock market. It will probably be the biggest opening IPO ever. I believe it is.
It's gonna open at like one of the largest amounts per stock for a share.
Yeah. I think they're saying I think it's what it is, $250 American opening price, something like that.
I thought
And that's probably
it
going to
might
go
have
up from there
been
because it
more.
always does. What does it say?
Yeah.
Price listing. I had it here. Yeah, 200.
Damn.
Probably shoot up way high because that's just the
Now
nature
here's
of
the
it.
play: you wait a
Yeah.
week and wait for everyone to make their quick money
Mhm.
off of it, and then you buy in.
Yeah, I was just about to say, there's 2 ways to
Yeah.
play it. You buy, like,
At-
there'll be a spike,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
then it'll drop, and then people will be like, oh, let's buy it again, another spike, and then from there
Mhm.
it'll regulate.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
is it like a week or so later? If you want to do it as a long term, that's when you buy it. Don't buy it now if you're wanting to do long term because you're gonna buy it highs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't buy it, and you don't wait. If you're gonna buy it first day, you got to be up and ready for that stock market to open. You don't hit it late.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit it late,
Yeah,
you're
there's
screwing yourself.
exactly, and it's private investors are probably already way higher on it too, and it's like its value is large. Like any company is largely tied to its assets, and its assets are crypto. So most of what crypto is in value shoots it up, but then it's also their other business practices they do too. So because it keeps going up with crypto, the more that goes overnight right now till it opens, it's going to keep shooting up the price even more. So when you have Bitcoin that's now 80 grand Canadian or 65,000 American, like it's nuts. We've seen other companies like that ourselves, where you have Riot, Mara, or Hut in our industry. What the shit? Like I'm just looking at. I'm looking at this right now. There's a Ethereum just went up from like $100 in 5 minutes ago. Wait up, straight up. Like, and so all those companies go up when stuff like this, though. So Ethereum just spiked. So thank God about it.
We talk about it live on podcasts, and it goes up. We're the reason it's going up.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it wasn't up that 2 minutes ago. Now it is. Like I'm looking at it right now. What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm
I
rich.
feel like
Whoa.
it's gonna draw. I feel like it's gonna spike for tomorrow, right? And then I feel like it's gonna crash. Obviously,
For sure.
Well,
a bit,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to think of my egg. Like part of it is thinking of your exit point because you don't want to. I wouldn't want to hold through the crash because it's at all-time highs right now, and it does take crypto a decent amount of time to kind of recover it back to roughly what its all-time highs were.
Well, it's like Ethereum,
Yeah.
right? It dipped there for a while. It's even scared Antics a little bit at one point.
That's good. One too. Half rightfully so. I still made a killing off it. I'm still making a lot of money, and you are still making money. But even right now, Ethereum is the most like ideal one. It's up a long shot more than like Bitcoin shot up, but not in the same way. And then yeah, just and then Ripple's still holding steady from what it was at. So Bitcoin's doing, or Ethereum's doing something unique right now. But yeah, wow, that was a nice thing to look at. So now, sweet, I'm making money. That's good. But yeah, it's just case in point, and it's just because of that drive. Coinbase is the biggest trader in the United States, and therefore, so people start buying cryptocurrency, and then cryptocurrency also affects its price. So it's just kind of like a unique back and forth, like growth symptom here. Like it's they're complementing each other. Like it's like a just a mutual relationship on the stocks, what you don't easily see. It's not like you can usually a company's assets you can't just straight up buy lots of. Like it's like, hey, I have a clothing company, I'm going public, and people are just all of a sudden buying out stocks of clothes. Like it doesn't usually work that for the sales to go up.
No, yeah.
Right.
If and it's also it's like Bitcoin is a completely its own entity, so it's not even owned by Coinbase or anything. So the fact that it's like okay, it's like Adidas going public and people buying Nike.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It's insanity.
Exactly. It's its own thing that they have a huge stake in, and people have access to that stake. I don't think there's anything like that.
I don't think so.
Like a bank opening tying to itself to a country's currency is one thing, but even then it doesn't work that way because it's not that it's just it's currency that everyone has. So it's a really weird aspect to look where we're like that. That's why I think it's opening at record highs. I guess oil would be one thing closely comparable to. Like you have a lot of oil, but it's dependent on so many different things on its value. Because companies have oil, and yet oil is accessible to all oil companies, but not easily. Like I can't just go out and buy a barrel of oil. Like, but I can go out and buy a ton of Bitcoin if I want to, right?
Yeah.
Like now, instantly.
Because
any time of day.
Because pretty much what it's letting you do is because I had to look at what Coinbase was earlier. So pretty much they said it was like 2 ways. You can either mine it, which is very difficult. Like you have to know what you're doing, or you got Coinbases, which just pretty much is just allowing you to buy it, right? That's in fact just what it is. So yeah, no, it's interesting, and that's why it makes it so valuable, because very little people are actually gonna mine Bitcoin itself to get Bitcoin. They're just gonna
it's because it doesn't really
Right.
make a whole lot of sense unless you have a whole goddamn operation going, right? Because like the thing
Nowadays,
is like, even I've got a ridiculous PC. If I mined Bitcoin on it, I'd probably, let's just say, I'd take a year off my PC's life for $13.
yeah,
Like,
if you're lucky.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So if you have the whole operation, you have a bunch of like graphics cards, and oh shit, you have a graphics card shit the bed after a year, after you've made 40 grand profit. That's not bad.
Exactly.
But it's if you are running, like, I definitely don't suggest it to people that are just gaming PCs and they're just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna mine crypto now.
Oh no, it's a whole mathematics, knowing what you're doing, and having the equipment to do
And they
it.
say there's like easy things out there you can download and mine coin. No, that's not how it works, because there's like websites and apps out there that you can download on your PC that they basically use your PC to mine crypto, and you get a percentage of it. So you literally let someone else use your PC for 13 cents.
Yeah, which is scary in its own right. But like, and then the other ones that say you can currency is like worth currency. It's like it's crypto, literally speaking. But a company like an app you can just do some stuff with to get its own unique crypto, its own NFT or whatever. Or NTF, sorry. Isn't a point. It's like, cool, I got this, but it's worth a hundredth of a cent, and I just did it for 5 hours. It's like, okay, no. So exactly that, and like Bitcoin gets harder everything gets every 4 years. It's more and more difficult how the blockchain changes and stuff like that. Same with Ethereum in its own right, and then there will eventually be no more Bitcoin mineable in like the year 2100 or some shit like that, 2110, based on how the algorithm works. And then other ones are different, obviously, but yeah, like Bitcoin used to be easy. You could have a computer, like if you had your computer now, or even a good one back in the day, it was easy to mine Bitcoin, just based on how the whole shit worked, relatively speaking, of course.
Well, and that's how a lot of it was started.
Now it's
right?
really hard.
Back in the days, that's how a lot of people got it, and they were like, "Oh shit, I've got 15 Bitcoins," and back then it was worth like $110 or whatever, and it wasn't really worth shit. Think about if you had those 15 Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd be good. Like I told you in one of the previous videos, for when if I had like when I bought my house 5 years ago now, with bought Ethereum at the time, what would it be worth now or then? Well, now if it was worth now, I'd have a lot more money now.
Yeah,
up and up and up. I'd have $29 million. Fuck.
Yeah,
but
so listen, this is advice from Antics and Goose. Okay, so don't buy a house. Invest in crypto. Just bet the whole house on crypto. Okay.
Yeah,
just not Dogecoin. Just not Dogecoin.
Oh my
Ethereum.
Goodness. Yeah,
nope, not Dogecoin. Don't be stupid.
From when you told me about Ethereum and I first invested in it, I'm actually pissed that I didn't buy a full one stock of Ethereum. I'm like, nah, I'll just put however much in, right? It's gone up double. It's now at like almost 3,000. When you told me about it, and this was like 4 or 5 months ago, it was at like 1,400. So that just shows you how fast it's becoming like the new. And governments are going to like it too, because it's going to be a lot more trackable than cash, let's say, right? So it's
trackable, safer,
and taxable.
And taxable, they want it to be, yeah. In some ways, there's so much the government could, in theory, do with it. So yeah, like
Ethereum.
It's practical in a lot of avenues.
I think Ethereum's going to take over the real estate market in the next few years.
Big bold statement. I could. I could. You could buy houses with crypto, really.
Well, and Ethereum is built for it. Like, it is made to make big purchases, and I think it's a weird way that the world's going, and I mean, I'm here for it, because I got a bunch, so I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. We're good now. Let's just keep it rolling. We'll be set. Yeah.
Just make sure we all sell at the right point. Let's all not go broke off crypto, and we'll be doing this podcast from one of our cars, because we'll be roommates in a car.
There we go. Exactly.
Today I'm out front of Walmart.
Welcome to the Antics and Goose show. We're in the makeup section.
See some security guard yelling, "Hey, we told you guys can't do this here."
We just have chairs from like their office section rolled out into like the makeup aisle, and we're just sitting there with our phones out.
Stealing their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, seriously.
Just at Starbucks. Wonder what the rules are on that. Could you do a podcast in Starbucks?
That's a good question, actually.
That's
Probably not, based on the noise. You couldn't have anybody else in the video without the permission on cam, so I don't
Well, now, think about it. If you get, like, the back corner at a Starbucks, my mic has got a good condenser on it, so, like, any noise behind it you can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right now I'm snapping behind my mic, and it's not picking it up. So...
But people's ears will.
But...
That's kind of the problem.
No, because the thing is, all we gotta do is do this, right? And we just kind of talk like we're talking to each other. And it's, like, almost ASMR. But it's very calming and very chill, and no one's gonna say shit because we're just gonna be sitting there talking like this. And we can even even get the weird looks, even get the shirt mics, and just call it a day there. Just look like we're talking to each other with headphones on.
There you go.
Just have a laptop set up, call it a day.
I like it. Freaking genius. Wow. Huh.
Damn. And what else? Do we have any other topics for us, Antics?
On that whole bit, I think that's about it, actually. Based on how we got that into the whole thing of Coinbase and whatnot.
Well, shit.
That's about it, yeah.
Well, Antics, you want to run the outro as well as the intro?
So, sure. I guess with that, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I know we got really quiet on the whole crypto talk there. That was kind of funny in the chat. Just in awe, I'm sure. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. That is the Antic Show. This over here on my whichever direction, I had no fucking idea, is Trap Goose Gaming.
I'm below you, just so you know.
Oh,
remember
he's blowing me.
I'm blowing you, yeah. Yeah. So obviously we got a friend here, Dyl Pickle, and then we got Fancy Antics up here on YouTube. So make sure y'all to go check out his videos. Just released a new song last week, which is pretty fire. So if y'all like K-pop or just like to support the community, go check it out. And then obviously, me, I'm Trap Goose Gaming on Twitch. I'm the celebrity guest every week.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's why we do this. We have a celebrity every week. It's Trap Goose Gaming. He gets more and more of a celebrity status
every time.
So
every time. But we like to thank you guys for showing out, being here, helping give us suggestive comments, and just hanging out, talking with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, or follow us on Twitch to get more live podcasts because we do this every second Tuesday.
Yep, absolutely. See you guys on Friday with this upload of this video. So see you then, guys.
Later.